MTC 2120, Exercise 1. Each autumn millions of salmon swim from the Pacific Ocean and head for the west coast of North America in search of a river mouth. Salmon don't swim upstream on just any river, they return to the same place where they were born. It makes sense that predators like eagles and bears eagerly await the return of the salmon each year, but the fish are just as important as a source of nutrition for the forests of the region. No, trees of the Pacific Northwest don't have teeth, but when fish are dragged out of the river and partially eaten by other animals, the remains are left lying around on the ground. After they decay, nutrients are absorbed into the soil of the forest floor. There, roots from the great trees draw the nutrients upward, nourishing the trees. This is one of the reasons why the trees of the coastal regions of the Pacific Northwest get so big. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 2120, Exercise 2. Aviation experts are urging the more rapid introduction of more efficient jet engines that burn less fuel. This would reduce direct air pollution released per passenger mile. However, increased engine efficiency can have paradoxical results as far as global warming is concerned. More efficient engines produce exhaust with higher relative humidity, which can increase vapor trail formation. They also tend to produce more NOx because they burn fuel at higher temperatures and pressures. To significantly reduce aviation's contribution to global climate change, radically more efficient aircraft may be needed. One such design, the SAX-40, was unveiled by the Silent Aircraft Initiative of Cambridge University in the UK and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the US in 2006. SAX 402006 Silent Aircraft Initiative. The 215-passenger plane, still only a concept, featured a blended wing-body design and efficient engines. 215. Such designs, if successful, will also reduce noise pollution from aviation. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 2120, Exercise 3. Over the years there has been a shift from develop now, and if there is a problem seek abatement and clean up, to avoid problems if possible. There has also been a shift from the burden of problems being borne by those affected, to its being handled by the public in general, or better still, to making the polluter pay. If forced to pay for errors, the polluter is, hopefully, less likely to cause problems. It is also more just that bystanders, consumers, or workers should not pay for developers' mistakes. In the past, penalties for pollution were often hard to enforce and were relatively light, consequently, organizations motivated by profit would be tempted to push the envelope and try to get away with sometimes getting caught and paying limited damages. There is also a risk that licensing and penalties for infringements will have similar outcomes. In an ideal world, environmental managers educate and motivate potential polluters to seek genuinely to avoid polluting. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 2120, Exercise 4. In 1783, Goethe wrote, "Nature is ever shaping new forms, what is, has never yet been, what has been, comes not again." 1783. If this is true, then the aims and objectives for nature reserves are for us to define as we see fit. It is now generally accepted that there is no default setting for how the world should look. Natural means different things to different people. For some research workers, natural states are those that existed before the Europeans turned up and started clearing land, farming, grazing, and controlling wildfires. This definition is being revised now by other researchers because humans have been altering the world for much longer than the Europeans have been colonizing the world. Furthermore, some human-induced changes are impossible to change. In addition, we must realize that environmental and ecological changes are normal. The world is in permanent flux and few of our present major ecosystems are more than 12,000 years old. 12,000. Records from paleoecological studies seem to indicate that for any given place, over time there are many alternative, very different natural states. MTC. Good job.